Let's stick with the special teams, kind of, because we're talking wide receivers, and Ray McCloud has been a talking point this offseason. We brought in a specialty player, punt returner. He was out there fielding kicks and punts with Brandon Ayuk. How we feeling about what we saw from the receivers yesterday?
Bro, it was wild to see him out there for the first time. Did you notice he had those elastic bands, the resistance bands on his legs as he was fielding those punts? That shit was wild.
He had some Rock Lee vibes to him, so.
Yeah, so you know he's going to be fast. You know he's comfortable returning those kicks. I think that's his niche, and I know he had a really good catch in the drill in practice, but I don't know if he's gonna be used as a receiver too much. I would like to see it. I would like to see him on a couple end arounds, a drag across the middle and get some extra yardage, but I just don't know because the receiving core is so deep.
Yeah, I think we can already rule out that Debo, Ayuk, and Juwan Jennings, that's our top three receivers. That's set in stone. It's all about filling out the rest of that roster, and with the draft position of Danny Gray and how he's looked and his speed, I think you give that 4th spot to Danny Gray. I feel like Ray is a little bit unproven to go out there consistently and take the top off and run the route tree and do all these things. Danny Gray looks to me a little more complete, still amazing speed. He had an amazing catch. I feel better about him seeing the field over Ray, but that's not to say that we can still run out 4 receivers and do a completely speed heavy lineup. It's once after that, I don't see any other guys really stepping up. We signed Willie Snead, and I'm not going to lie, he looked a little lost on a couple plays. That could be the playbook. He's barely learning. There was a throw that I saw that just he completely whiffed on. So I don't know who's going to be the 6th guy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Danny Gray is going to be entrenched, and I think that he's going to be, highly regarded, especially with the OTAs, his performance there. His catch yesterday, again, was just awesome. He has the speed. He has the attitude. He has everything that you want. He knows it's block first, and then, hey, production comes after. So you want a guy like that. I don't know. So what kind of makes me hesitant on Ray McCloud is we had a guy last year, Simba Webster, who was a specialist, and I thought they 100% should have kept him as the returner, but they released him. And that was because they said they want Kyle specifically wants guys who can do, okay, if you're at X position, you need to play X position, and then you could play special teams. Whereas other people are like, hey, look at the Patriots. If you have a specialist, they're just going to be a specialist, and that's it. Know your role. So if he doesn't step up, he did have some really good catches in this practice. So if he just continues to prove it out, hopefully he does see the field. But I'm just really excited to have a specialist again, to have someone that you don't have to worry about, So
yeah,
I think that's it.
I think he has to make the roster and remain our return guy, because who else is going to do it? Ayuk was the other guy taking punts, and we don't want him taking those punts and maybe getting injured when he looks like he's going to have a breakout season at receiver. And the other guy, we saw taking fielding kicks at practice was Trey Sermon, which I don't know if we want to get into the running backs, but he could be a guy falling down the depth chart and looking for a different avenue to stay on the team with the fielding kick situation.
Well, you have Elijah Mitchell. That's one. You have TDP, who was a 2nd-round pick. I'm sure he's going to get some play.
And he's been getting great reviews in practice, too.
Jeff Wilson Jr. looks like a boss. So it's going to be between Trey Sermon and JaMycal Hasty. And if I had to choose, it'd be Trey Sermon just because of the potential, because you didn't draft this guy in the 2nd round because, I think he could be a depth piece. You drafted him because you thought he was going to be a bell cow back, and he has those attributes. And now it's just about putting it on the field. I don't know why Kyle just doesn't have that confidence in him, but, that's Kyle Shanahan. He knows running backs, so it must be something there.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough call between him and JaMychal Hasty because I do feel better about the other three guys, especially Jeff Wilson. I don't know why Jeff Wilson isn't automatically our number 2 guy. This guy is proven time and time again that he's a dog, and he could probably be a starting back for another team. Just his level of play that he's put on the field. But going back to Hasty and Sermon, I don't know. I feel like I've seen enough out of Hasty. Like, I'm not sure why we brought him back. Maybe just to fill out the room. But I feel like he was given the shot to kind of step up and be the guy, and he really fell flat in the games that he got a lot of carries. I don't know. Maybe they see more potential than what we've seen, but I feel like he just hasn't popped, and he's really been a guy that has had lackluster performances. So why not try Trey Sermon and see what he can do?
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen with guys like Josh Norman, it's like, okay, well, this is a vet. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing out there. Even if that's not the case, it at least gives Kyle that reassurance. And I think he needs to kind of take it out of the hand, like, perspective of like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing, and go off of, hey, this guy is just purely talented. And Trey Sermon, we have something here that other people wanted. Let's give it our best shot here and give him some play.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll only be able to see once final cuts come around.
I mean, dude, on that run where he knocked himself out, it was actually a really good run.
Yeah, but you can't knock yourself out and then say it's a great run still. He fumbled. So
because he was unconscious.
If you're going to knock yourself out, go stiff and hold on to the ball, the guy. I mean.
No, like, you got to give him credit on the run itself. What happened after the run, that's after the fact.
Whistle wasn't blown. He dropped that ball. Ball hit the ground.
True.
All right, I think we're good. I think that's all for today.
Yeah, as always, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. If you're listening on audio, go to our YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, go ahead and hit up, any podcast, platform, and we'll be there.
Yep. Thanks for listening to our training camp spiel. See you guys.
Thanks again, BT.